Hi everyone and welcome back. In this short video, I'm going to show you how you can improve the accessibility of your digital content by adding images through Google's Insert Images menu in G Suite tools such as Docs, Slides, Forms, Sites, whatever have you, as well as how to use icons so that you can make your content more accessible. So we know that visuals are really powerful tools for communicating information. You just think about all of the different companies that if you see that logo, you instantly remember what that company does, its name, and the different things that it might sell. Visuals are helpful for our memory as well. They can help us understand content better. Our brain processes information primarily through visuals, and studies have shown that it helps improve memory retention if we have text accompanied with visuals. Plus, it also helps in terms of universal design for learning by making your content easier for our students to understand across different languages. And if they're struggling with something that might be a difficult form of text, adding that visual there can help communicate that information in different ways so they have more pathways to develop an understanding. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how you can easily add images from virtually anywhere into a Google resource. So the example I'm going to show you is in Google Docs, but you would follow these same steps if you were in Google Slides, Sheets, Forms, Sites, and any other Google tool. You can easily insert any picture. So right here we have a Google Docs that is a reading, and it has text, and it definitely needs some more visuals here so that our learners can better understand what exactly I'm talking about in this reading and get a better understanding of that. So to add a picture, I would go up here, insert, image. You have some options. I can upload something from my computer if I have it saved on my device. I could search the web, which pulls up a Google image search. I can also add from my drive, Google Photos if I use that app, by a URL if I have a website I want to pull from, or even just by taking a picture right now on my camera. So I'm going to go with search from web in case I don't have any pictures saved on my device related to this topic. So help my students understand where I'm talking about here when I'm describing the Nile River in this article. I'll search it, select it, and insert it. And the great thing here is that all of these visuals are licensed for reuse, which means that you can use them in your resources without worrying about it being any copyright rules or issues. So here is how you can change the orientation of that around the page so that it's wrapped around your text or not, just depending on your preference. So that's how I add a picture into a Google Doc. Same thing for slides and other resources. The other thing that's helpful is that if you are using digital content to communicate instructions to your students, it's really important to add visuals to go with those action steps or instructions for your students too. The last thing we want our students to do is to be confused about what they're supposed to be working on, because there's no way they're going to be able to actually be on task and understand that new information if they don't understand the steps and instructions to begin with. And a lot of our students need to have these visuals here to understand what these action verbs are, to understand the instructions, especially if they're ELL students, or if they're students who visuals are their primary mode of communication or developing an understanding or processing information, they need to have this as well. There are lots of tools within G Suite that you can use. You can use that same insert image process I just showed you to add in pictures, but there's also add-ons for Google Slides and Docs and other programs. And add-ons are basically an app that runs within a G Suite tool. And those apps, there's some that have libraries of thousands upon thousands of free icons that you can use specifically for this purpose to help communicate information for your students who might need that option. So to do that, I would go to my add-ons menu, and there are 3 that are listed in the blog post. I'm just going to show you one because it's the same process for all of them. But what I would do is click Get Add-ons if I don't have one already. And it brings up a menu, and I would search for the icon that I want to find. So I'm going to search for insert icons for slides. That's probably my favorite one. I would click here. And I already have it installed, so it says uninstall, but for you, it might say install. So you can add it, and then I would close here. But after I've added that, I'll go to my add-ons menu again and select it here from this option. So insert icons for slides. And it opens a menu here at the right. And this is where I can select my different icons. So I always like to change the color because it defaults it to yellow for me every time to go with, I think, the Google Slides theme. But I can search here for an icon, and it brings up what that icon might be. So for my students, I might want to put in a video icon because that is that first part of their instructions for the day is to watch a video or review the slides. So I can resize it, put it here. There's all different ones on here. You can even choose the different icon set if you prefer a different one. So you have some options there. You can resize it and do whatever you may. There are also websites outside of Google Slides if you want to use those too. If you just search free icons, there's some that come up. But I would just keep repeating that process until I had icons here for every single task so that my students who need to have the information here in visuals understand what we're doing. And they also have the text there in case they prefer that option. So those are some easy ways that you can add icons and images to make your content more accessible for all of your students.